Yeah, that's fine.
It should be okay. So, should be okay. Go live. Go live.
Go live.
It's noon, so yeah, we can go live. Yeah,
12
so
o'clock.
that's us. We got our virtual selves on the Facebook, which is delayed a little bit, and our
Our
other
real
selves.
on this, so we should probably watch this
Yeah, so I'll close. Yeah,
live now.
live now.
All right, team.
Live
Hi.
now.
Got a quick one today. I
Yep.
think we had a request to
Do
phrasal verbs.
Phrasal verbs. Yeah, from one of the students who watched last time, right?
Yeah, one of the students watched last time. A little bit of glare there.
Yeah, the light. I don't know.
Let's see what's
If
happening
I just
there.
I
It's
just
fine.
like stand.
Yeah, Mark, just stand there the whole time.
Yeah, this phrasal
Uh,
verbs. It's okay. That's the lighting's. You learn that when you're making videos. The lighting is very important. So.
Yeah,
Yeah, it's
That's
fine for
Whatever.
now.
It's good.
Fine
We're
for
live.
now. We'll try to dodge the.
we're live. We don't need
Dodge
to.
the light.
Yeah, I'll write around the light.
Yeah.
Okay, so we're just gonna do a quick one here on phrasal verbs. Phrasal
Yep.
verbs, definitely one of the most difficult things about English.
Yeah.
Not because there's so many of them, not only because there are so
Yeah.
many of them,
Right.
but I think like 10,000 different phrasal verbs. Yeah, some of them, the other difference is some of them take an object, some of them don't take an object, some of them we can separate, some of them we can separate, some of them
Yeah.
must stay together. I'm just going to quickly go through those rules. I have not prepared the whiteboard this time,
Yeah. So we have to do it on the fly, but
but that's fine. So we'll
It's
be
okay.
in teacher mode.
so we'll start with we'll start with version 1.
Basically, there's 3 rules we
Yep.
need to consider. Some phrasal verbs do not or don't take an object. Okay. Now, I don't want to get into what those are really called, transitive and intransitive phrasal verbs. We don't want to talk about that
Yeah.
because it's complicated.
Alright.
But basically, they don't take an object. So we can say, for example, the plane took off. Okay, the plane took off. Now, if you're a beginner student and you don't understand or you're not familiar with what a phrasal verb is, a phrasal verb is basically just a verb plus a preposition or particle or
Yeah.
something.
In your book, they sometimes call it particle because I guess it's not always preposition, or
So
it's
off, in,
off,
down, up. Okay.
Yep, all of those.
So we can say, Mark,
Yeah, but
my good friend Mark,
that's good.
sat down.
Sat down. Sat down. Sat. Or we also have
Well, he can also sit up. but
sit
we don't
up,
wanna
but
get
that's
that.
don't get it too. But but I sat. Down.
So
Sat down.
usually English
Yeah.
sentences follow
It's
subject,
okay.
verb, object. But as you can see, there's no object here. The plane took off. The plane took off the ground, but it's just obvious that happened. Mark sat down
Yeah.
on the chair, but that's still, we don't need to use an object for those ones. Okay.
Yes.
So take an object.
Take an object.
So these phrasal verbs take an object. Okay, but they can't be separated. Okay,
Okay.
they must stay together.
Let's stay together. Okay.
Good. So if I say, okay, I need to look after my kids. I'm writing up. I don't know, I always do that. I need to look after
Yeah.
my kids. I need to take care of my kids. Okay.
Yeah.
Look after my kids. That's fine. That's no problem. Okay. But we can't separate this phrasal verb. And what does that mean? Basically, some take an object. Okay, but we can separate. Okay. Some take an object, but we
we can't
can
separate.
separate. And here we have 3 I know it's really boring grammar. So
It's okay. Just yeah. I know, well, grammar, like even for this, it's interesting to see the differences because they're all phrasal verbs, but the usage, the way we use them, is
yeah,
very special.
of course. So
Yeah.
and we can make this a little bit funny. Okay, we can say
Oh.
Mark
Me again. What am I doing? Mark.
took off his shirt.
Oh.
Ooh.
No. It's PG. PG.
Mark took off his
Took
shirt.
off his shirt.
Here we have an object, okay? His shirt, just like my kids, okay? That's an object, okay? Now, if I want, I can put the object in between take and off, okay?
Yeah.
So I can say Mark took his shirt off, okay? And that is also no problem. We can separate some phrasal verbs. Okay, he took his shirt off. All right, and we can also change his shirt to the preposition it. Okay,
Yeah. Right.
and we can say Mark
Took his
it.
shirt, or no, it. Took it
Mark wants to take his shirt off.
off.
Mark
Off.
took it off.
Took it
That's
off.
fine. Okay, now
Yeah.
the preposition must go in the middle. Okay.
Right.
For example, we cannot say he took
He took
off
off.
it. Okay? We can't say this. Very, very common. Okay?
Yeah.
A lot of my students say, oh, at 3 p.m. I'm going to pick up her. Okay?
Yeah.
No, we can't say that. Pick up my daughter. Fine.
Yeah.
Pick her up. Fine. Pick up her. We can't say.
Yeah.
That's
To
not,
pick her up.
not okay.
Yeah. So always the preposition. Yeah. Always those. Yeah. They have to be in between. Or like I always think like shoes, right? I put on my shoes.
Yeah. Put on my shoes.
Put on my shoes.
my shoes
Put
on.
my shoes on.
Fine.
But for them, we have to say I put them on for shoes, right? I put them on,
Yes.
right? I put them at the end doesn't sound right.
Put on them.
No.
Can't do it.
Right?
So, as you can
Yeah.
see here, the last thing that we're going to really talk about, and I'm going to post a nice little phrasal verb dictionary that I like. It's online. But basically, if you look here, took off his shirt and the plane took off, that's kind of one of the hard things about phrasal verbs because they're the
Yeah.
same word, totally different meaning.
Yeah.
Okay, so totally different meaning. I once read that there are...
Yeah. And the logic behind it, I don't know. Yeah.
There's no logic.
No logic?
I once read that there are about 3,600 phrasal verbs,
3,600.
and then each one has an average of 3 meanings.
Ah.
Okay, so we're looking at roughly 10,180
10,000 meanings.
meanings.
So,
Yeah, you guys can check
can
my
be-
math. That's not correct.
no, well, yeah. Well, I'm really bad at math, so the students, if you know the answer,
English teacher, I'm
Comment.
an English teacher. Yeah.
comment below. We know it's over 9,000.
10,000.
It's 10,000 plus.
There's more than 10,000 phrasal
18
verbs if you
1,800.
consider the meanings.
Okay. Yeah, 10,800, right? Yeah. Good.
And sometimes
Yeah.
the meaning has a reason, like look out the window. Kind of makes sense. Look out the window. But if I throw my coffee cup at Mark and I tell him to look out, he has to duck. So, yeah.
Have to duck.
But it doesn't make any sense. Look out means duck.
Yeah, look
Which-
out.
Look out means get out of the way. So
Yeah, it's in place of like be careful. Yeah.
be careful, or something is going to hit you.
Yeah.
Move,
Watch out.
Watch out. But that
Yeah.
also doesn't make sense. So
Why not look around, right?
look after my kids.
Look after.
Means to
Yeah.
take care or to watch them or
Yeah.
to.
But why not look before? Look around? No, I don't know. Because it's I guess look after.
Yeah, it doesn't make any sense.
Yeah. So these are a lot of these we have to kind of memorize. Yeah.
Well, there's no reason.
Yeah.
There's no reason. So
Yeah.
I always tell my students phrasal verbs. Be careful when we use them because it's not. I'm speaking
Yeah.
quickly.
It's,
Be careful
yeah,
when you
it's
use
not
them
always-
because it's not only about the meaning, it's also about the context
Mm.
and the timing
Yeah.
And phrasal verbs tend to be less formal than if
Yeah.
we're just speaking directly or using the, I don't know what I would say, the non-phrasal verb form.
Yeah.
So just, yeah, be careful with those. So I always tell my students, unless you really, really know
Yeah.
what phrasal verb, or if the phrasal verb, you know the meaning, you know when to use it, then it's fine.
Yeah.
But I always recommend for my students to kind of learn them for listening.
Yeah.
If
We're
somebody
listening.
says it, or you're watching
Yeah.
a TV show and you
They-
hear that, then
They are more difficult to use. And this is a great example of why it's important to use example sentences. It's a great reason why example sentences can really help you. If you like I looked after my kids, if you see 5 or 6 sentences using this phrase, it's much easier to understand than just seeing it in isolation. So
yeah.
yeah.
And how do you know if it has an object or not? You can find that in most dictionaries. Most
Yeah.
dictionaries will show you if it takes an object or not. And then, also reading, or as you're reading
Yeah.
books, you're just going to pick it up naturally. You're going to see that, he sat
Yeah.
down. Okay, we don't really need to understand why it takes an object, or why it doesn't take an object, or why we can separate it, why we can't separate it. Yeah, some we have to separate, so that's like next time or next whiteboard. But
Yeah.
like call back. I think we have to call him back. You couldn't
him back.
call back Mark. You wouldn't
Yeah,
say I
call
need to
back.
call back Mark. You'd
Call
say I
back.
need to
Yeah,
call
I need to
Mark
call
back.
Mark back.
So,
I need to call him back.
so
Yeah.
there are some that we have to separate.
Yeah, but then for acting, callbacks are a whole different thing,
Different meaning.
right? So you see
That's where we go into this.
that's where we go into, like, there's right 3 or
Average
4
of 3
meanings.
or 4 meanings per phrasal verb.
Yeah, so it's tricky. So,
Yeah. So
oh yeah, so it's good to experiment, and like Matt said, this is an important reason why you need to read as much as you can. I know reading in English is very scary sometimes for students, but the more you read, the more you'll encounter these phrases over and over and over again, and the more you'll kind of get a feeling for when to use.
yeah, and a lot of our students don't have time.
Yeah, right. Yeah, very busy.
So read to your kids. Read English books to your kids. I know that sounds crazy, but children's books are also really, really good to read to your children. And it
Yeah.
actually helps you, because children's books use native, difficult,
Yeah.
complicated, hard vocabulary.
Yeah.
So
Yeah.
read to your kids, and that kind of kills 2 birds with 1 stone. You
Yeah.
can get, parenting time and
Yeah.
studying English at the
Studies
same
English
time.
time.
And then you're actually three birds, because your kid's going to learn English as well,
Yeah.
which is also a good thing.
Yeah, and it's important to find a book that, if you want to challenge yourself, it's good to find harder books, but easy books are also great just to get that experience reading and speeding up your reading. Because especially newer students, they're still word by word a lot of the time when they're reading English. So even if the book looks very, very easy, the words are this big, right? Even just learning to read more quickly can also be a really great skill that you can build up with children's books.
Yeah.
Right?
And kids, they like to read the same book again and again and again.
Yeah.
Daddy, read this book.
Yeah.
Daddy, read this. So you're reading the
10,
same
20,
book again
30.
and again and again.
30 times.
So I could
Yeah.
probably read I
Yeah.
could probably read for you right now a few children's books that I've read 4,600 times.
Yeah.
Because my daughter wants to read the same books again and again and again.
It's good. So again, that's good practice for you.
So yeah, that's pretty much it for today. Mark's
Yeah.
got to teach. I'm going to the museum.
Yeah, enjoy the museum.
We're going
Yeah.
on an outing today, so if you're going,
Yeah.
then you're watching this now, maybe, and you're going to go to the museum
I don't know.
later. I
Yeah.
don't know. But
But
stay
yeah, that
tuned.
should be
We'll
good.
be in next week.
Yeah.
We've been a little bit
There.
busy last few
Okay,
days.
no comments. So yeah, good.
Yeah,
Okay.
it's fine.
Yep, all good.
We've been a little busy the last couple weeks, so
Yeah. But,
probably starting next week. Maybe we can
Yeah.
introduce them to our video course that we're doing.
yeah, we can start showing you. We're starting to make some videos that are more grammar specific that we're hoping to share with all of you guys online in the near future. So
Yeah. So Mark and I are
Yeah.
making an elementary,
yeah,
beginner elementary
Elementary,
video
yeah.
course that we're gonna post online. you're gonna have to pay for that probably, but we
Yeah.
can probably give you a few sample
we can-
videos on Facebook.
Yeah, because we're still working out the best style, but we will.
We don't know.
Yeah,
we don't
we'll-
know what we're doing, but
Yeah.
that's the beauty. Just jump
Yeah.
into the deep end and swim.
Yeah, so we'll be playing with that in the coming month, I guess. Yeah, because it's already end of September, right?
Yeah.
Yeah, so next
okay.
week, next week we'll see you in October.
Yeah.
So time flies.
Next month is ULC's birthday. 6 years.
Oh, happy birthday.
No, yeah.
We'll see. Yeah.
6 years. October 31st.
Okay.
I don't know why it's October 31st, Halloween, but
Oh, okay. So maybe we can have a
I'm not sure. Oh, and yeah.
celebration video on the 31st. No.
I don't know which day.
Or just Halloween. It's all good.
But, yeah,
It's
do a
all
Halloween
good.
Video.
But until next time, guys, have a wonderful weekend. And
Bye.
and we'll see you then. Bye
Don't-
bye.
Yeah. Don't take off your shirt.
Yes, don't. It's illegal in some places.